Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. This is our weekly broadcast where I'm going to go over the astrology of the week. I will show you the charts on the screen and tell you what's the general energy that we're going to be experiencing, and then I do a card reading to do the intuitive message for us for the week, how to work through and navigate through these energies that are being kind of presented to us via the astrology. So I love doing this weekly broadcast. If you do enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And it'll also enter you into my email list where I put out the weekly Moon Magic report. So you get a report basically here live on Mondays. And then on Wednesdays, you get the email that extends into the next week. So you kind of pretty covered in terms of understanding and knowing what is coming up in the astrology. So super, super fun all the way around. We also have a beautiful community, a private space where I can host free events where you can get to know some of the other people from this Channel for Grace community. It is a really amazing platform. It's called Mighty Networks. Lots of people have networks within this Mighty Network platform. You can download, they have a really amazing app. You can there's like messages, private messaging between people. There's group messaging for all of the events and all of the spaces that I offer. I have 2 free spaces, which when you create your account, you're automatically a part of. One of them is the Global Community, and the other one is the Meditation Hub. And in the Meditation Hub, we just had our yearly Moon Goddess Akashic Healing Retreat. This year was a week-long event where we focused on self-care, and all the replays are now available. So you can go in there and do the retreat on your own and just choose whatever 5 days you're going to do all the things and do one replay at a time, one replay per day, one event per day. And you can guide yourself through a healing retreat. It was really beautiful. It was amazing. And I always record things and upload replays because people love that. And I know not everyone can show up. And that's kind of the magic of being able to have this platform where I can do that for you guys. and it's totally free. So I hope that you come join us for that. I also want to, before we go into the astrology, I want to make a very exciting announcement, which is that the Moon Goddess Training 2025 is now open for registration. I've been working really hard on actually redoing my entire website. If you go check it out, you can see it. It looks really cool. There's like a web version of it that's like super epic. And then there's the mobile version, which is also really cool. So I'm going to share with you in a screen share what the page to get all the information for the Moon Goddess Training looks like and where to find so you can get more information about the program itself. The Moon Goddess Training is my main program. It's like my main baby. I've been doing it for years now in this format that I run it. This is the third year that we're going to be doing it. So we did 2022, 2023. Okay, so this is the third year right now. So 2025 will be the fourth year. That's insane. We have beautiful goddesses that have graduated from this program and they freaking love it. It is a literal Akashic Reader certification split into 3 different levels. In level 1, we enter the mystery schools of ancient Atlantis and ancient Egypt, and we go through each of the temples within the Akashic records, learning all the things we learn. It's like we're in school in the Akashic records. And the experience itself is focused on learning through all these different modalities like Kundalini yoga, meditation, Akashic journeys. The journeys are amazing and so powerful. In the journeys, we actually go back in time into the Akashic records and into those specific temples. And throughout the weeks, we learn astrology, sacred geometry, hermetic alchemy, the chakras, like basically everything you need to know to understand how the Akashic records work so that you can then begin to have experiences within the records of doing readings for yourself, which is what we do in level 2. And in level 2, we also do the deep dive we do the gene keys too throughout this program and human design. And we do the deep dive into the Venus sequence of the gene keys in level 2. And this is the karmic healing section of the gene keys. And it's deep work and it's shadow work. So level 2 always is a little bit heavy, but so rewarding and liberating in the end. And in the end, we start with level 3. We move on to level 3, which is the actual Akashic certification. And this is where everybody's true light begins to really shine and their intuition just lights up. And it's like the most amazing experience to guide women to feel so empowered within themselves. It's really a self-empowerment program because it teaches you. I mean, if you hear from moon goddesses that have done any of the levels, you will hear the same theme of, I just feel like I'm doing so much better in life because I have all these tools now. Yeah, life didn't stop being hard, but I have all these tools now that I know how to handle situations. I know how to handle, the highs and the lows in my life. And if it wasn't for this program, I wouldn't have that. And I wouldn't have a community and I wouldn't have the sisterhood that I have now. And you will be joining like this beautiful sisterhood that we've created throughout, through this program. So I highly recommend you check out all the information. I'm going to be doing a Akashic retreat featuring this training in January. It'll be free. I was thinking of doing it as a mini course, a free mini course, and where I show you basically how powerful this program is. And this page that I created is super long because there's so much information that we cover. We also have a free Akashic Healing Retreat that I did last year. The replays are all there. And that also gives you a peek into what the experience is about. But go check this out. If you're curious, if you have questions, please reach out to me. This is a transformative experience. This experience will help you fully step into your power as a woman, as a goddess, as a priestess, And you will come out of this like a changed person in a really good, in a really positive way. I like feel that I can almost guarantee that that almost everyone has had this experience. Pretty much everyone. Because I've heard it from them. So there's a super deal. You can buy all 3 levels for the price of 2. Definitely check that out. And yes, I'll be talking more about this as we get a little closer. I've been posting shorts of clips from the classes. So be on the lookout for those, because those will also give you a little bit of insight into what this program is all about. So we begin January 29th of 2025, and we launch. It's a launch into the magic of the moon goddess and Jai. So thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate everyone that watches this channel on YouTube, everyone that joins the community. You mean so much to me, and you literally, with your presence, help me get through some really challenging moments in my life. So I just want to tell you that I appreciate you so much. So let's dive into this astrology of the week. Hello, Bernadine. Hello, Raessa. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Mary. So good to see you. She says, check out Jai's tutorial on how the global community platform works. It really helped me. Great. Thank you for saying that. Yes, I created like a whole little mini tour of how the whole space works, which is amazing. Hello, Peter. Welcome and greetings from New Jersey. Good to see you. Raessa says, yes, I'm grateful for this platform and this soul tribe. Love it. So we are looking into the astrology of the 7th, October 7th through October 13th. And there are some pretty major events happening this week. Not as major as a solar eclipse like last week, but the moon generally this week is waxing. Next week, we're going to have a full moon in Aries. And when the moon begins to wax, especially when it goes into the gibbous phase, it can heighten emotional frequency, and we can get like just more, we can feel more emotional than normal. And that's one thing that's happening this week. That's kind of like underlying the energy of the week. But the major things that are going on, we just moved out of a square for Mercury to Mars, which happened this weekend. We're now going to be moving into, so the first big aspect that happens is tomorrow, which is Tuesday, and I'm going to go to that on the screen. It's a trine from Venus to Mars and a trine from Mercury to Jupiter, 21 degrees there, and in opposition from Mercury to Chiron. Jeanette, hello, welcome in. She says, we love you, Jai, moon goddess, Trinity's beautiful, supportive, fun community. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So when you see trines in a chart, what the trines bring, and this is so fun because this weekend in our astrology school, our internship, our mentorship, we are going to be covering aspects. And I'm really excited to teach this because this is a one thing in astrology that everyone wants to know. What is a square? You know, what do you mean this is squaring that? And how do I interpret it? This is probably where things get, tricky, and you really have to trust your intuition, and you have to like know the things, but trines are generally positive aspects, or at least easy. You could say that squares and oppositions are hard, trines and sextiles are slightly easier. Like it's not unpleasant. It doesn't bring negativity, it just makes things flow more easily. So that's a positive thing. Thank God, because energies have been really crazy. People have been going through a lot of stuff that's challenging and difficult. And I think we're learning how to trust in the divine more than ever, So Bernadine says, I have a grand trine in water in my chart. Yes, that's beautiful. Very intuitive. So This is, technically, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, within orb, this is still, this is a grand trine. It is within orb to a grand trine with Saturn. And that is enhancing of intuition. But with Venus trining Mars, Venus represents what we truly desire. Mars is how we get what we desire. Right now, we're having to learn to work with in the emotional space to manifest. Like, emotions are the key to manifesting. And so we're learning that, like, when you're in this energetic space emotionally, this is what you manifest. When you're in this energetic space emotionally, this is what you manifest. And we're seeing through experience the truth of that unfolding before our eyes. Venus in Scorpio is like, we want right now in a relationship, what we really desire is like more depth, more intensity, like deeper conversation or deeper connection with others. And that connection is helping us to feel more bonded. Because Scorpio is really about like bonding. We bond when we go deep. We bond when we go beneath the surface level things. And the Scorpio is wanting us to bond. We're wanting to bond. And this is an emotional frequency. This is an intuitive frequency in water, elements of water. So the other thing too, though, to think about with Mars is that he just entered shadow. And when Mars is in shadow, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get hard. Like, things are going to get hard. It's not easy. Things slow down to almost like a stop. All our action is like, you can't really move forward the way that you want to. It almost feels like you're moving through mud. And especially with Mars in the sign of Cancer, it's emotional mud, So very challenging, no doubt. But the trine can open us up to maybe trust our intuitions to guide us in the right direction to find that depth that we are looking for. Mercury makes a trine to Jupiter, and these two are in air signs. So we move from water to air, and air is more about the mind. Mercury in Libra is about not desiring, because Mercury is not about desire, but it's like communication happens and it's like you're looking for balance. You're looking for seeing both sides. You need information to come through in order for you to help you make decisions, and it does in a way seek in his own way seek balance and harmony. And then Jupiter in Gemini, he's a big one this week. He's going to go retrograde. We're going to see that on Wednesday. But in Gemini, we've been going through this like really intense kind of uncomfortableness because Jupiter in Gemini is actually in detriment, believe it or not. I love Gemini. I have a lot of Gemini in my chart. I feel believe it or not, like super, super grounded in that space in my own Gemini way. I feel safe in that realm. And so I like that because Jupiter magnifies like that energy for me in my chart. But I did do like a workshop on Jupiter in the Starseed membership. And I talked about how this transit of Jupiter is more than it's so much more than just that. And him being detriment, it's like, that means that he doesn't really like being in this place because he has to like be more present and be more like here and with the people and in the moment, which is Gemini, versus like escaping or jumping ship or adventuring out, or like the growth that Jupiter wants to do is connected to this energy of Sagittarius, which is about traveling to symbolically like traveling to new lands and discovering new things through the experiences that you have, meeting new people along the way and gaining wisdom along the way. But in Gemini, it's like, no, you don't travel. You travel here. Like you stay close to home with Gemini energy. Like Sagittarius is airplanes, right? International travel. Gemini is like traveling in your car or like, riding your bike around town and like kind of staying here. So Jupiter's kind of like annoyed. That's why he's in detriment here. So he has to find other ways to expand and grow. And in Gemini, he's been actually guiding us through this like really intense, like hermetic transformation. Because Gemini also means like it's hermetic alchemy. And he also goes through some powerful stargates in Gemini, like Aldebaran and Orion. And it's like this intense connection to information that is hidden, and we have to get curious enough to be able to uncover that truth. And right now, connected to this energy is also us having to learn to let go and move on. I think I remember talking about the Six of Swords as what this Jupiter and Gemini kind of is, this transit of Jupiter and Gemini. It's like, get away, to leave the choppy waters. You need to leave. You can't stay as much as you want to. And so wherever he is in our chart, he's reminding us, he's helping us to, we're moving through the underworld in a sense, and we can't stay stuck in the underworld right now. We also have Pluto in Capricorn at 29. He's about to go direct. And that's the last time we're going to see him direct in Capricorn in our lives. We're finishing the cycle all the way that goes back to 2008 in our lives. So big chapter ending right now for us individually in our own chart, but then also for us as a collective. There's a lot, and it's all interrelated. And so the beautiful thing is that a trine for Mercury is like looking for answers. And Mercury rules Gemini. And so everything that Mercury is doing while Jupiter is in Gemini, which is about like a year-long transit, is very important because he's dispositing that frequency. So right now we're like channeling this energy of Jupiter through Mercury in Libra, who actually just made a conjunction with the Sun and the South Node and was involved in the eclipse and was kind of going through a challenging time, being like kind of overwritten by all these other stronger energies than him, trying to like get the words out, but we can't because it's Libra and Libra has trouble deciding. So it's like indecision, like, should I not? And so like, that's also like that's a shadow of Libra, but looks for balance and harmony, but also has trouble making up their minds. And so we're looking for answers. We're trying to find balance and harmony in our lives. And it's through conversation, it's through understanding, it's through talking about things and speaking our truth and focusing in that realm of relationships that healing will happen. So I feel like it's a positive connection, but there's also, you can see there's like so much more than that. And at the same time that he's making this trine to Jupiter, he's also making an opposition to Chiron, which is known as the wounded healer. And it's like Chiron keeps bringing up this theme of like, do you know who you are? Do you believe in yourself? Where do you feel, where are you insecure about your sense of self? That's the shadow that we're working to release with the North Node in Aries and Chiron in Aries. It's the feeling that we're not good enough, the feeling that we're not strong enough, the feeling that, we're weak in a way, that like we don't matter, and the insecurity of feeling like, well, we're different and so we're never going to fit in and fuck it, and so to transmute that shadow, you need to find your courage, you need to find your confidence, and you don't become confident unless you like take those leaps of faith and trust in yourself. That's how you become strong, is you prove the strength to yourself. And then you feel like, okay, next time you're a little stronger. Next time you're a little bit more confident. So that's a theme that's really showing up. And it's interesting because this specific aspect between, Mercury, Chiron, and Jupiter is present. And then the next day we see Jupiter goes retrograde. And so the journey with Jupiter is expansion, retraction, and then like outward experiences, internal experiences. That's how all retrogrades go. Everything is outward until it's inward. So this is a time of reflection into everything that we have kind of expanded, the ways that we have expanded so far, that kind of comes to a stop. And it's not an external expansion. It becomes internal work, internal reflection, and internal processing of thoughts. And maybe even like talking to yourself a little bit, like processing by talking to yourself a little bit here. And it is that like the water turns off for a second, you know, the flow, it stops for a second. And because there's also that Mars already entering shadow, it's like, whoa, this is the time where, and I've been, you know, you guys know I follow the Leo King, and he's been talking about this for a long time, that these months going into the end of the year and into next year, they're going to be hard. They're difficult because of the Mars retrograde, because of, you know, the ending of Pluto in Capricorn. I mean, that's a huge transit because of all this, you know, Jupiter and Gemini in detriment. And there's a lot of planets that are not necessarily feeling the best. Even Venus is also in detriment during this time. So heavy for sure. And seems like it just keeps coming and coming, you know. We're still in eclipse season, because the eclipse season doesn't end until the next new or full moon, and that's next week. And so we'll officially close that portal next week with the full moon in Aries, which I feel positive frequency coming with that full moon. I feel like I'm looking forward to it energetically. So that's like personally to me, but you know, we'll see, right? Because it's going to be with the North Node, and the North Node is where we get to focus on moving forward and not getting stuck in the past. You know, we don't have to stay where we are and figure things out before we can move. Like, you don't have to pass the level. It's like you pass the level, you know, you don't have to like wait till the next level. Like you're kind of there. And if you do the work, then you get to go forward. And that's to me, even though that's harder, because North Node can be outside of our comfort zone, it's harder because it tests us, but it's more rewarding in the end. So that's what to look, you know, forward to. And so we have these, you know, so then Jupiter goes retrograde on the 9th, then on the 11th. So then the 9th, so then we go to the 10th, and then we go to the 11th. And then on that day, the 11th is Friday. Pluto goes direct. And then this is, okay, so now he's going to start moving forward. And obviously the next degree is 0 of Aquarius. So when he eventually enters 0 of Aquarius in November, this is not that far away, that's when that Pluto transit ends for us. And we're in a whole new world. We've been like slowly toying with the idea of like the new world. It's in our face. Things are changing at such a freaking fast pace that we can't even keep up collectively, but also individually in our lives. And so now we're going to go into the whole new world. But this is, you know, what I like about this specifically is that if I go back just a few hours before he goes direct, you can see that the moon conjuncts Jupiter retrograde for the last time in our lives, and then passes over Pluto. What did I just say? Just to say Jupiter? Anyways, Pluto. We're talking about Pluto. So he conjuncts Pluto right before he goes direct. And then she passes him. She enters Aquarius. And then just a few hours later, Pluto goes direct. So there's something about the moon, like delivering, you know, passing through the space right before the direct, that I think it's important. So that's like on Friday. And yeah, I think it's very significant because this is the last time that we're going to see that. The moon is emotion. So, and Pluto is depth, a depth of emotion. So maybe we're going to release emotion on that day. Maybe that's going to be a super emotional day for us. We can't predict exactly how it's going to affect each of us individually, but I feel like something important will show up for sure. because that's happening right there, right? Just hours within him going direct again for the last time. So moon is emotional frequency, tuning into emotions and the intelligence that the emotions have to communicate with us, deep soul stuff. So that happens on Friday. And then on Saturday, the 12th, Jupiter makes a sextile to Chiron. And so now Jupiter's retrograde, Chiron is also retrograde. So these are all internal processings of things, but is again magnifying the theme of we're healing. We're doing deep personal self-healing. And that self-healing ultimately is healing for everyone, but the work is internal right now. It's for us, within us. And we get to the 13th on Sunday, which is our last day, and we see that Mercury now enters Scorpio. So a lot going on this week. And Mercury in Scorpio is now disposited by that Pluto energy. Pluto rules Scorpio. And this is a deep, obsessive mind. I think Mercury probably, I don't know, I can't say that, may like Scorpio better than Libra, but I don't know, because he gets to like obsess over things and like, you know, go in deep dives. So like rabbit holes for the mind. Also like kind of like very direct, truthful communication where like you don't hide. So although, you know, Scorpions do hide in their little holes. So that's kind of an interesting. But then Scorpio is also change and transformation. And our words can be like a sword. They can cut or they can heal. So we have to kind of like watch the energy that's like coming out, you know, Mercury and Scorpio. And right before that, you know, right before he enters Scorpio, he makes a square to Pluto. That's his last aspect before he goes into Scorpio, which is also interesting. And that is like I feel like, again, we're getting a glimpse into where the mind is going to go from this point forward. Like, ooh, like deep, you know, deep within. It's time to see what's underneath here. And squares can be challenging. Squares with like Pluto is the planet of death, change, transformation, liberation, power struggles, like dealing with power. So it can create like issues of that we're working through. But with Mercury going right into Scorpio, it's almost like, well, he's going to know what to say and he's going to know what to do. But again, like think before you speak about things, before you say things, before you like share. But I think our deep inside, we're going to want to like, just tell me the truth. There's like a Guru Jagat song, like, just tell me the truth. You know, I just want the truth. So we'll see that. There's actually a lot on Sunday. Mars makes a square to Chiron. That's uncomfortable. Super uncomfortable. Definitely challenging, more like action towards healing. We can't avoid it. Things like that. And the sun opposes Chiron. So that's a T-square, basically. You can see sun at 21, Mars at 21, Chiron at 21. That is a T-square. And even though we can be passionate and determined with Mars square the sun, things come up. So I think maybe that's a positive. That as things come up and are showing up, we find deeper determination to actually, you know, make it happen, because the squares challenge us to do something about it. And there's one more planet at 21, which is Jupiter, if we remember. And that means that the sun makes a trine to Jupiter on Sunday as well. So like there's a lot. This week is like heavy. It's packed heavy with stuff. So yes, sun trine Jupiter is an aspect that can bring in auspiciousness, positivity, optimism, opportunities to set powerful intentions for future projects, planting seeds that will sprout. But retrograde, know that the process will be more internal than anything else. So that's what I got for that. Let me grab my cards because I put them down the other day. So I'm going to grab them real quick. But anybody have any questions so far about the astrology, which is a lot? Okay, so let's go back to here. And thank you, spirit guides, angels, teachers, for being here with us today. We would like to ask for a message about how to navigate through the energies of this week as the transits come and influence us. What is going to be the best way for us to navigate? All right. Intuition card. Okay. Well, 3 cards came out. So I'm going to go with this 3 cards as the intuition. This is basically our jumping off point. This is so crazy. All right. 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands reversed. So one at a time. 9 of Swords is like anguish, stress, nightmares. You can't sleep because something is worrying you so much. The worry is very possible that this worry is coming from the fact that like you're overburdened with, like, there's so much that you have to do. There's so much that you have to take care of. And so it's like, of course, you're going to be stressed out and worried. And that energy is like the opposite of manifestation. So I think we're feeling really heavy right now. I think we're feeling overburdened. I think we're stressed. I think we're worried. And that energy can definitely block creativity. So what's the challenge for the week? So that's a very challenging space to be moving, through right now. So what else can challenge us? Okay, temperance. So the challenge for the week is to heal, to balance, to find, to understand that things are molding themselves into place. And as things mold themselves into place, you will see unfolding before your eyes the outcome of what you're going through. In order for a diamond to become a diamond, it has to be put under pressure. In order for things to change and evolve, it's like you have to mold them. You have to work with them. This is about working with the metals, like heating them, molding them, and then they cool. Then you have to heat them again, mold them again, and they cool. So it's the process. So I think the challenge is to trust the process, even though you could stressed out, overburdened, worried. Trust the process because things are molding themselves into what they're meant to be. I think this is a message from the universe saying it's going to be okay. You're in the thick of it. Like the metal is heating, or the metal is being molded, or the metal is cooling right now. So you're in the heat of it, or you're feeling the transformation that's happening, or you're in the space where you're in between spaces waiting for the next thing to change. But the main message is to trust the process. What's the overall theme for us for the week? What's the overall theme for us this week? Overall theme. All right. 3 cards again. I'm just going to go with it. This a lot. It's kind of like the astrology, like never ends. 4 of Swords, King of Cups, 5 of Cups. Okay. Overall theme, we gotta slow down. This is the retrograde, slowing down, but not just slowing down, but actually taking care of yourself. I know this really resonates for me too. Trust me. Taking care of yourself, resting, like so down. Don't let your emotions go out of control. Be emotionally intelligent. Like, control yourself. I don't mean restrict yourself. I just mean be wise and mature. Because remember, Mars, Cancer, we're manifesting emotionally. So you don't want to go, you want to be the mature, like calm-headed King of Cups, who doesn't mean he doesn't feel, but like the wisdom guides you through the feelings, and you don't let your feelings take you into a space where you lose control of yourself. Whoa. And then the 5 of Cups, grief, loss. What the fuck? This is heavy. Overall theme. We need space to grow emotionally and to maturely deal with grief in our lives. Because that's literally what this week's bringing up. Loss and grief. So you're going to need to stay in control. Don't lose it. Wisdom from the ancestors. Okay, wisdom from the ancestors. So are these cards reversed or upright? Wisdom from the ancestors. These cards reversed or upright? Okay. They came out reversed, so we're going to go with it. So we got 9 of Cups and the Sun reversed. What I'm getting from this, and this is the wisdom from our ancestors, I feel like there's lack of belief. They're saying be careful not to believe in yourself and not to believe in your light. But I think right now things can feel a little upside down. Like the Sun represents the soul. The 9 of Cups represents like our achievements. And it's almost like the table with all of your little trophies just broke, you know, and all the things that you're like so proud of are just like on the ground. And it feels like very confusing deeply at a soul level. Yeah, that fucking resonates like crazy. And so I want clarification. Why are these 2 reversed? Why is this? What is the wisdom? What are you trying to tell us with these 2 cards? We can feel like our light has been dimmed. Like this is disappointment, but not disappointment. It's like it's a different thing than disappointment. It's okay. It's ego death. Whoa. It's an ego death. Like the universe is guiding us through this this experience this week, because we need to let go of like our attachment to like our ego's like desires. So it's an ego death. And then the card that we got for clarification is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Empress vibes too. And remember everything you have. Remember all the the connection to like the material world is fleeting, but you actually have manifested and created so many things that can ground you and keep you grounded. So this is about staying grounded, and through the ego death that's happening, and feeling like nurturing ourselves. Again, it's the message of like, just trust the earth, trust in the universe. You're manifesting, and you have manifested so many things so far. Don't lose sight of those things, is what this is saying. God. Okay. Animal spirit. What animal spirit is guiding us through this? The spider. So, the spider is a huge message. The spider is, all you had to trust in the universe. I keep getting this message. You're weaving, the web is being webbed by the spider, and it's like the outcome has already been determined, but it's all perfect just the way it is what I'm getting. But I'm going to read from the book about this spider message. And the spider is an earth element for us. So again, connecting to the earth, grounding ourselves this week are going to be way important. The spider is the creator of prosperity. Oh, I like that. Through life's work and dharma. Get out. Oh my God. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider. Yes, that's why we have to trust, because we've already manifested. Because if you're living in your purpose, your dharma, which is what that means, you've already, like, I see the path ahead has already been like weaved, and it is beautiful. The outcome is beautiful. But again, you have to trust. Okay, so the spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it. Both financially and spiritually. So this is about trusting what you've manifested already, like what you put into motion already, what the universe has already put into motion already. It's almost like fate versus destiny, but this is like the weaving of the web vibrationally holds a certain frequency, but that already happened in the past. And so in the future, it's already been determined the path that you will go. But this also says it is hard work. But the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process oriented rather than results oriented. Oh, whoa. I just felt that deeply in my soul. And soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry, and abundance follows. Oh my God. Satnam. So if you feel out of balance in this energy, you need to find ways for playful creativity to bring it back. Whoa. Hey, babe. Dude, this was insane. Insane message. Let's pull one from Rebecca's Rose Oracle. Bring a little lights. Let's bring a little light. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. Okay. Rose without thorns is our first card. Rose without thorns. You have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness of life. And lineage of the rose. Moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. Whoo, we're here for this. We're here for this. I hear that loud and clear. And we have a right to our joy, to our peace, and to our sweetness of life. Today, I was thinking, contemplating, and, we moved out into the desert, and we're like building a house out here, totally off grid. And it's been fucking hard. Like, the transition has been insane. This year has just been crazy. And I've had to trust more than I think ever in my life. And I'm going through this contemplation of like, how come I feel like the judgment, like there's judgment about what we're doing, in the family and stuff like that. Like, it's not like outright judgment. People are supportive for sure. Everyone's like, oh my God. Everyone's kind of like, wow, you're really doing that? Like, oh my God, they're like amazed. And we're just doing it, we're just like the little spider. Like, we're not stopping. It just don't stop. That's what that spider says. Like, keep weaving the web, because in the end, like, it's going to be a beautiful web, and that web will like catch the prosperity. But the contemplation I was having is like, why can't I love this? Why can't I actually love this type of living? Like, what's so wrong with that? You know what I mean? It was like the doubt that was coming through my mind. I'm like, but why can't I actually love this? And it's like the judgment is like, well, you're too far away from like civilization, and, I can't find you. You're, I don't even, like, and those are self-doubts too. Like, what happens if like something happens, and we're like so far away from like anything, services, anything like that, it's like all that judgment. But then today, the thought that came through very strong was like, why can't I love this? Like, what's so wrong with wanting this? What's so wrong with living like this? What's so wrong with this? And it was like, the answer was nothing. There's nothing wrong with this. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not like sabotaging yourself and your life. You're not ruining everything. You're not like, fucking up in life. Like, no, in fact, this is beautiful. And it's something that anybody should be able to love, what they want to love, what they want to do, without feeling the difficulty of everything and the judgment of everything. And so, I feel this is a beautiful message. We're here for this. This is a soul calling. We're moved by the goddess, and we have a right to our joy, our peace, and our sweetness of life. And right. And that I feel so deeply. Like, you have a right to be happy. You have a right to your joy. You have a right to do things the way that you want to do them. Stop falling for everyone else's judgments and just keep weaving the web, and let go of the fear that you're doing it wrong. Stop thinking that you're doing it wrong. Oh man, that is okay. Sat Nam. Enjoying and being in the process have helped my creative flow, says Raessa. Instead of doubt of messing up, I'm having fun and like, fuck how it turns out, because it will turn out how it's supposed to. Yes. So validating, says Dawn. Yes. This message was intense. This week is intense. There's a lot going on. Don't feel like you're doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. We're dealing with grief this week. We're letting go. Natural. We're going through the natural flow of things. And that's normal. So, thank you. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, teachers, for this intense and yet so needed message. I hope you all have a beautiful week. Thank you for being here, being a part of this channel. Please join us in the global community. Check out the Moon Goddess training for 2025. Registration is now open. It is very, very exciting for me, and I can't wait to see and watch the web continuing to be webbed. Satnam, and I will see you all tomorrow for free mini readings and fun and games. So let's lighten it up a little bit. And I'll see you next week for our next weekly. Satnam.